What's up, guys? Chris. Giving my post-fight thoughts on Ruslan Provodnikov versus Mike Alvarado. Hell of a fight, as expected. I said if you saw my video last night. If not, I went and watched UFC live, then watched this fight when I got home. Was glad that I avoided the results slash spoilers, so I didn't know what happened until I actually watched it. And ultimately, I would say that it pretty much ended, well, not how I thought it would. I mean, I didn't think Alvarado was going to, call it a night on his stool, but I did think that Provodnikov was going to win by stoppage. However, I thought he was going to win because I thought that the last two Rios fights with Alvarado took something out of him, even though he won the rematch. And we saw that to a degree in this fight. Alvarado did take a pretty good beating in this fight, and he did get wobbled on a few occasions. Obviously went down twice in the 8th round. And then even at the end of the 10th round, he was hurt pretty bad again. So, obviously Provodnikov landed a lot of big shots in this fight, which is the reason Alvarado got hurt. But maybe he can't take as much after those Rios wars as well. Although Alvarado, did have success at times in this fight, boxing, moving, where, that's not a surprise. Provodnikov can be outboxed. But when he's able to get inside and really land his powerful shots, man, it's going to be tough to beat this guy or get the better of him in those kind of exchanges. He landed some bombs. Alvarado hung in tough for as long as he could, or as long as he felt he could. But, man, Provodnikov landed a lot of big shots up top. You saw Alvarado's eye was pretty messed up at the end of that fight. And Provodnikov, just as importantly, landed a lot of big body shots, which obviously affected Alvarado as well. Plus, it slowed him down. He wasn't able to move and, keep circling as much later on in the fight as he was early on because Provodnikov took that steam, took that steam out of his legs, so to speak. I guess question is thoughts on Alvarado's stoppage. A lot of people were saying he's kind of a quitter, getting on him. Look at his last 3 fights. He fought Rios twice in 2 absolute wars, and then he had this freaking fight against Provodnikov. I mean, I'm not going to come down on the guy for basically calling it a night when, he knew he was done. If he would have went out there for the 11th, most likely would have got knocked out. There's a thing to be said for going out on your shield, but what's the point if you know you're not going to win? You're likely to get knocked out. I assume he wants to have a future career for another couple fights, I think sometimes it's best, at least in that instance, just to, do what's best for you, rather than just trying to be prideful and, fight for the fans. Not saying you shouldn't fight for the fans, but in that case, you got to, put your own personal life and health at stake. I did say, beforehand that I thought that Alvarado would have reminded me of Krause Castillo won, where Krause won, but ended up, never being the same from the damage he took, as far as Alvarado and the Rios fights. But funny enough, watching this fight, particularly towards the end, it reminded me more of another Krause fight when he fought Freitas. Now, granted, Alvarado wasn't ahead of the scorecards like Freitas was against Chico, but he was doing good. And then the Corrales, and in this case, Provodnikov just chopped him down. He just kept coming, couldn't stop him, and kind of saw the writing was on the wall and kind of threw in the towel, so to speak. So, good win for Provodnikov. It's unfortunate with the whole HBO Showtime feud that we're not going to get a chance to see him fight the likes of Matisse, even though he just lost, Garcia, Maidana, some of these other guys out there, but still we'll get a chance to hopefully see him fight maybe a Bradley rematch. There's still some other guys he could fight out there at 140, 147. Good win though, good fight. Not sure what's next for Alvarado, but I will say this, I do think that his best days are definitely behind him after these last 3 fights. And as for Provodnikov, I don't know what's next, but he has entered this list of fighters like Gennady Golovkin and Lucas Matisse, of fighters I just want to see fight every single time, because they're bringing the ruckus, and there's going to be violence one way or the other whenever those dudes are in the ring. Anyways, want to hear your guys' thoughts on the fight. What do you think about Alvarado's decision to call it night, and who would you like to see Provodnikov fight next? That's it for now. Links to Twitter and Science and Finance on the Facebook, and then finish part of the video as always. Till next time, I'm out.